Hello, everybody. We are live with a 5 Doordash delivery ride along. So I just figured I'll hop on for a little bit. I'm using an old phone, so it's kind of like antiquated technology. It's like an iPhone something or other. But we're giving it a shot because I want to try to do some more live stream ride alongs. So this is my main phone that I use for delivery, and I've just kind of doing that, and I'm going to just try to keep my GPS somewhat visible. I only have one display, so this is totally impromptu, coming on, checking out what we need to do here to try to make this work. Let's see, resume drive.
Let's take Airport Pulling Road North and Vanderbilt Beach Road, Oaks Boulevard. Arrival time on this route is similar to Pine Ridge Road, Livingston Road, Naples, Oaks Boulevard.
All right, so
turn right, then turn right.
Here we go. She's talking a lot in the background here, but we're gonna get out of here first.
Then turn right. Turn left. In 600 feet, turn left on Naples
Trying
Boulevard.
to figure out. Maybe I'll hook up so that way you don't have to hear all the GPS stuff. It's probably not good as you get close to someone's house that's playing all the GPS things. So anyway, hey, how's it going, Meow? So I'm doing a ride along. I just so I was doing earn by time this afternoon. Sorry for a wobbly camera here. Doing earn by time this afternoon, and it gave me this five orders to pick up and drop off. So one from Macy's, and then 2 from PetSmart. I think that's the right pet store, and then 2 from Dick's. And so it's about an hour's worth of driving. So I figured, well, since I know that's all I'm doing for the next hour is driving all of this, I'm gonna throw on the live stream. So I'm using an old phone, so I'm not 100% sure how some of this stuff is gonna work out. So hold on. I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna throw my directions on my other phone. So yeah, it's like the middle of the afternoon. I did one of these that was like 3 deliveries a couple weeks ago, and I was burned pretty bad because
use the left 2
like
lanes
one or two eligible or whatever. So I'm kind of skeptical that this is going to have any sort of decent payout. But I was busy doing a drop off when I accepted it, because I just generally accept everything on earn by time. And the problem is, if I had canceled it, it would have been 5 non-complete orders. So I was like, okay, well, I accepted this at like, I don't even know what time it is now, but what is it? It's 3:45. So I accept this around 3 o'clock. And I'm like, it's the slow part of the afternoon. So if there's any good time to try out doing a 5 spot, this is probably the time to do it. That 3 to 5, 3 to 4:30, whatever that exact time frame is. That's a really, really hard to get order time frame. So I busted out my old phone. This is like I'm live on like an iPhone 7. I am using the Wi-Fi in my car. So we'll see how well that holds up. And I know I ran into some issues last time I tried doing this. But I'm only going to the edge of the boonies today. I'm not going all the way to the boonies. So I'm hoping it will be. I've got 5 orders in the car. I've got like 2 bedspreads from Macy's, got a giant cat tree, and then some, I don't remember what animal it was, dog food, and a bunch of other things. So 2 different PetSmart orders, and then from Dick's Sporting Goods, I've got, I think it's like 3 different pairs of shoes going to 2 different places. So I've got this. I've never had more than like 3 DoorDash orders at once. This is the first time they've ever sent me the 5 at once. So this is kind of new territory. I'm skeptical that there's going to be tips on all of these, because I would imagine the reason they grouped up is because they were either low tipping or no tipping. And the last time I did one of these, um, it turned out that it was like some of the stores weren't even eligible for tips. So definitely not ideal. I'm just trying to see roughly where I'm going, because usually this is where I have my GPS mounted, where I'm filming from you guys, and so that's usually where I have my GPS mounted. But right now I just have it kind of down on my lap, and I think I have it. I think I have it set up. I have two sets of headphones, so that's why I have. So I look like a robot. I always tell my kids when I go out, I got to get all my wires and cords so I look like a robot. So my left ear is the mic that's going to you guys, and then my right ear is my GPS. Hopefully, is all up and working. So I've got 6.5 miles for the first drop off here, and so I'm just trying to get everything done by about 5 o'clock, and it's kind of a way to fill up a slower portion of the afternoon. I'm unearned by time, so I have no idea. And I think it's like $13.50 base pay. It's going to take me an hour and a half, so I guess I'm getting $20, and then we'll see. I don't think I'll get notification on what my tips are until I deliver the very last one. But I decided, instead of just being bored, I figure I'll at least see if anybody's around to hang out and chat. Always looking to get some extra watch hours, right? So yeah. So anyway, if you've ever done DoorDash, I'm just wondering. I've seen some of the crazy ones where like they'll do like 20 different orders or different things like that. I'm just wondering, what's the most DoorDash orders any of you have ever gotten at once? So because for me, 5 is definitely the record high. Now there was a couple times I got they were like, they must have been like super low on drivers, so I ended up getting like 2 double stacks. So maybe there was a time when I got 4, but they were kind of like 2 sets of 2 different orders, and they were like, I think the way it worked out, it was just easier for me to pick up the third and fourth order than it was for me to drop off the one, and then go pick up the other, just because they were how quickly they were handing them out or whatever. There's something sticking up in the middle of the road here. What is this? You're not going to be able to see it. It's a cowboy boot. There's just a cowboy boot in the middle of the road in Florida. All those stories you hear about the weird things that go on in Florida, they're all true. We have just some of the weirdest things. So, hey, Leo, how's it going? I got Trump spammers. That's great. Do I have to deal with political spammers for the next few months doing live? I hope not. Anyway, I would just like for DoorDash to increase the base pay to make delivering food worthwhile again. How about that? How about we do that? But anyway, so we've got, what do we got? I got 5.5 miles. Says my first delivery time is 4:02. But I saw like the last delivery, and the last delivery is pretty far north. Like it's not even in my town. So I'm in Naples, and I saw the last delivery is in Bonita Springs. But Bonita Springs is okay for early supper. Leo's going full anarchy. So I used to be super big into the political stuff until I kind of realized it was all 2 sides of the same coin, and both sides kind of just need each other and rely on each other to get what they want. And I've seen, I'm not going to get huge in the political, but I've seen increases in spending when both parties have had full control. So I'm a moral conservative, I'm a fiscal conservative, and there is no party out there that does both right now. So I will vote. I have not decided who I'm voting for, if I'm going to vote third party or if I'm going to vote mainline. But see, and as soon as we start talking politics, the people in the stream disappear, because I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but I'm going to just say in general, I'm not so certain how much individual votes are actually tallied. I think it matters on your local level. I definitely encourage everybody, do your research on your local level, because that's where any sort of significant change is coming from. I'm like right next to a cop car, and I don't actually know the laws on streaming while driving. I think it's okay, right? I'm, I'm accelerating slow. I'm also unearned by time. Another good reason to accelerate slow. We've got a turn. I got my turn coming up here. So if signal gets choppy, I'll just try to get back on as soon as it's not choppy anymore. Because I know where order 1 is going, and I know where order 5 is going, and I just don't know where orders 2, 3, and 4 are going exactly, other than they're probably somewhere in between. So the first is 2 comforters. I got 2 comforters from Macy's. I've never done a Macy's pickup before. I did not know Macy's outsourced through Doordash, so that was new to me. So that's what we're going to do first. I have no idea if customers can tip on Macy's deliveries. I don't know if they ordered through Doordash. I guess I might be able to figure out on that if they ordered through Doordash, but I'm assuming they ordered through Macy's because I don't even have an option to text the customer. So I'm assuming that they ordered through Macy's, and Macy's is just outsourcing. I'm at a stoplight here, so just waiting for a break in traffic. I'm turning right, but it's kind of that crazy end of Saturday where everybody's kind of like headed home. It's not like a rush hour here, but there's kind of this time like between 3 to 5 where everyone's been out running errands all day, and now they're finally all like, okay, let's go home. So it's been an okay Saturday for delivery. I'm sorry if I don't see all your comments right away. On this old phone, they kind of disappear quickly. I'm going to see if when I stop, I'm going to see if I get a chance to see more. I want to see live chat. Oh, there. Okay, so it's going to block me, but now I can see comments longer because then they disappeared. But I do want to see them hopefully longer on here. Yeah, Meow, I am kind of with you on that. And so the best thing that we can do is get to the point um, where it's like, look, you're going to be taxed, the government's going to be in control, but at least find your little slice of paradise as best as you can. You know, you can't always. There's just so much stuff, and that's the thing. People are always like, well, I want to do DoorDash because I don't want to have a boss. I'm like, well, guess what? If you deliver for DoorDash, you still have a boss. You know, if you're a YouTube creator, you still have a boss. You know, like, yeah, you might be able to determine your own hours, and that's what people generally mean, is that they want to be able to determine their own hours. But you're still going to have a boss. There's still rules that you're going to have to abide by, no matter whether you're self-employed or not. Like, if you're self-employed, guess what? You've got to do all of the tax stuff yourself. You know, you got to keep track of all that paperwork yourself. So I'm not saying don't do your own thing, but this idea that you could ever get to the point where you're not accountable to someone for the growth of your business is kind of just a fairy tale. All right, I got this big truck here in the left lane. I'm trying to figure out if I can get by him. All right, I think I'm going to be able to get by him here. Sorry for that sun. I'll try it. That's actually all the way out the back window, so it's kind of like blinding me. So I'm just going to try, as long as it's safe, I'm going to try to leave the car running as I do drop-offs, because the internet stays on for about 5 minutes. I'm not going to take this phone with me, though. So that's just going to be, I'm just going to leave it running here in the car. So we're almost to our first drop-off. We're only like 2 minutes away. Turn left, turn left. Now, this particular area where I'm delivering to is a good tipping zone. Yeah, you know what? That's the benefit of having a 2004 Pontiac Vibe, though. And we're we're going out. So there's kind of a main area down here just east of the main downtown of Naples called Golden Gate Estates. And this isn't quite in that, but it's near that. So these are all. I'm going to be driving down someone's driveway here. Um, so, oh, you know what I think I can do? I think I can turn the camera around. So maybe I'll try to do that. Oh my goodness, we got all the man. The political spammers love me today. That is so crazy. At least I think. We'll see. Actually, maybe I'm not going into one. I might be going into a little complex. Well, if that's the case, I'll probably turn off the car and lock it if I'm going into an apartment complex. But we're near some really nice a good tipping zone, so we'll see. We'll see exactly where this goes. Um, but yeah, so that's what we've got. We've got everything wired in here, and so I mean, it appears the stream is going okay. So it's one of the perks. So I have this little. It's a T-Mobile thing. It's a little device. You look like a nice man who can do terrible things. I try to be a nice man, and I have done terrible things in the past. So sin, sin. We all do terrible things. But well, it's good. Thanks for the thumbs up. So, and again, if I'm not catching every comment, it's just because um, I'm using an old version of YouTube on this. I think it's like an iPhone 7 or 8. Okay, and so it only lets me update to like a certain level. So it's like you're getting the streaming experience of you know 8 years ago on YouTube. So it's like a throwback sort of thing. So my apologies. What I'll do every time I stop and do that, I'll go get caught up on all comments before I go. So this is 5 drop-offs. This is drop-off number 1. I'm pretty sure this is the Macy. I organized everything in the car from front to back. So because there's 2 from PetSmart, 2 from Dick's Sporting Goods, and 1 from Macy's. All right, I think I'm gonna need a gate code here. I'll see. Let me try here in a second. Figure out what I got to do here first. Let's see. We have arrived. Yeah, let's see. I might actually have to call this customer because I'm not seeing any sort of gate code. One of the perks of being on Earn by Time, right? Like if they don't give a gate code, at least I'm getting paid to wait. So, all right, hold on 1 second. Hi, Victoria? Yeah, so I have your Macy's order here, and I'm at the gate, but it's not showing me a gate code in the app. Let's see. All right. Let's see if I did that right. It's dialing now, so see if that goes through. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Bye. All right. We are in. So, kind of just real life stuff. So, like, I often, like, when I'm doing the recorded live alongs, I give tips. But here's a really basic thing, like, because I see this all the time in Facebook groups. People get so upset about, like they didn't leave a gate code or different things like that. First of all, understand that it's not even always the customer's fault. Like I had one earlier today on Grubhub, and the customer had put the gate code in, and Grubhub just didn't transfer that information over. So you first of all, you can't always be upset at the customer just because a gate code's not there, because it might not be the customer's fault. But even if it is the customer's fault, like, who cares, right? Like we've never made mistakes ourselves. So you just call, you be polite, and she was super awesome about it. I dialed the gate code while I was on the phone with her. That way, if there's any issues, they didn't have to call back, right? And it just doesn't. These things that people complain about don't have to be a huge deal. And if you run into certain problems, then you just make the adjustments that you need to avoid them. Like, so in this case, it's like, I know that if I'm taking 5 orders, there's a good chance there might be an issue with one of them. So it's like, well, at least I'm earned my time, right? So then I get the little bit of extra compensation for that. All right, now let's figure out exactly where we're going here. It says I've arrived, and I'm still not sure when. 1786. I'm gonna loop around here. Yep, and she's waiting outside for us. So hang tight 1 second. I will be right back with you. You might still hear me though, because I'll be on mic. So. How are you doing? Good. Thanks for letting me in. These, I know a lot of times you guys put them in and they just don't get transferred over. Now, was this an order through Macy's?
Yes.
You ordered direct from Macy's, not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I'm delivering through Doordash, so I'm kind of.
Oh.
I've never had a Macy's order.
Hold on, let me get tip.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'll be right back.
Here, let me just get it. I gotta get a picture here real quick for that. All right, thank you. All right. All right, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I'm still waiting outside here. So she said she's going to go in and get a tip for me. So that's pretty cool. Thank you so much. You're so sweet.
I didn't know that Macy's does it through that.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. No, I'm learning too every day. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. All right, we're back. We're back. So here we go. Got a $5 cash tip. Just on top of that. So this is, I'm just telling you guys, like when I'm teaching this stuff to you guys, and when I talk about things, I'm gonna move out of the way here, so I'm not like parked in front of her house. But I want to get caught up on messages. But I mean, it's just like, just ask questions, learn. And I said this the other night on the live stream. I think it was last, or Thursday night's live stream. Hold on, let me get out of the way and pull over here really quick. I don't want to waste too much of DoorDash's time, because they're going to be like, why aren't you moving? But I want to see comments. But here's the thing. The number one reason I think we don't get tipped is that they don't see us as human beings. So the more you can humanize yourself to the person on the other end, when you have opportunity to do so, it just makes such a big deal, because she didn't know. She didn't even know that her order was coming through DoorDash. And I've learned that with these orders. If I say, hey, it's DoorDash with your order, they're like, what? I didn't order any food, right? They don't understand these companies outsource things to DoorDash. And so she just thought she was buying it and paid everything. And I don't know if there's going to be a tip on the app at the end. But anyway, it's just like, the more you can humanize yourself, like the more you can do that. All right, getting caught up really quick here. Instead of looking within Victoria YouTube channel, there's a YouTube called that's not good. It disappears. This live chat thing like appears really quickly. Sorry if I'm not getting dollars. All right, we gotta keep moving. So that was order 1. All right. Oh, there it came back up again. Never fear, Alvin is here. Hey, bearded Alvin. Hey, we got Team Beard going today for sure. but yeah, like I'm just really convinced the biggest reason that tipping is going down. Well, there's a couple reasons. All right, here's my tip rant. Okay, one, I don't think any customer should be obligated to tip. I honestly don't. Now, does that mean I don't get frustrated when I don't get tipped? No. Okay, and I'll have a story. I'll share a story from earlier today that because I feel like people should tip, but they also should not be compelled to tip. Okay, which puts in kind of this weird little situation or whatever. But I'm not going to get angry because a customer doesn't tip on an order that I freely choose to accept. Okay, that's kind of my standard with all this is if I freely choose to accept the order, whether I think there's a tip, whether it's not, whether I get tip baited, and once I accept the order, then I'm giving the best customer service that I can give for that order. Okay, now if I know it's a really, really good tipper, they might get an extra above and beyond customer service, but there's still a base level of customer service. And I say on this channel, your baseline of customer service should be better than 90% of the delivery drivers in your area. That's your baseline. And that's where you should kind of start with everything. Sorry, we're going through, we got all these crazy trees. Let me flip this around, see if you can kind of see. We got all these trees here. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It's like this. So it's like, it just makes it very weird on the camera. But yeah, I'm just convinced a couple reasons people don't get tips is one, there's lousy drivers out there, and there's a lot of lousy drivers doing the bare minimum, and they don't go above and beyond for anything, and they don't just being basic friendly. Like there's an epidemic of loneliness in our country, and the amount of times that I actually am finding myself now that I've gotten more comfortable carrying on like little conversations with people, the amount of times I actually have to cut off the conversation because the person wants to talk and I've got other deliveries to do. I'm finding that increasing. Hey, Rideshare Lisa, I'm doing well today. So we're just talking. I just a few minutes ago. So I've got five Doordash orders that I'm dropping off. I just dropped off the first one, and we got a $5 cash tip. It was a Macy's order. So she ordered from Macy's, and Macy's outsourced the delivery to Doordash. So that is new to me. I've never seen Macy's come up as an order. And the process was really simple in Macy's, by the way, too. Just like I walked in, I knew right where it was because I've been in there before, but went to the main customer service desk right there. It was good. Yeah, it was cool. So I have it right here. That was my $5 cash tip. And so I have no idea how many. So I got all sorts of stuff back here. I've got, so that white thing there is a cat tree. On top of that is some shoes from Dick's Sporting Goods. That's what I'm dropping off now. That drop off is 2.5 miles away. And so this is all earned by time. So I have no idea. Just eat non-tipper orders. That's your tip right there. Your view. Yeah, I'm sure, right? It's like we talked about that a lot. Is that how much negativity and controversialness sells on YouTube? And it's like that's you can get really big on YouTube if you're constantly posting negative videos and stuff like that. And it's like, but I'm too old to care about blowing up on YouTube just by doing negative stuff. I just want to build a tribe of people doing things the way that I want to do them, and knowing that, hey, I may never get to the 1 billion subscribers or whatever. Mr. Beast probably doesn't have to be worried about me anytime soon. But I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it in a way that I think blesses as many people as possible. Tip $100 bills to your favorite bartenders whenever you go to a dive bar. Yeah, so I've gotten a $100 tip twice. I've gotten 200s and an 80. Those are my three biggest tips. 100 was for a pizza. Yep, so 100 was for a pizza. 100 another time was for a big Costco order. And $80 was for a pretty big DoorDash, but like a fancy restaurant order. And the interesting thing about those three is they all came from three different areas. The $100 for the pizza went to a really low-end apartment complex. The $100 for the Costco went to a middle-class, suburban house, but an older lady just living in a house. And then the $80 came from a multi-million-dollar home. So it's really cool that I've gotten big tips from all three. Yeah, Chad. Like, so I understand that, and I'm not here to every single customer, and that's I don't want people to get confused with that. Like, um, I I don't defend the behavior of every single customer that's out there, um, but I just simply look at it as a perspective from mine, which is okay. I have choice as to whether or not to take certain things, and I know there's risks and there's rewards with certain things, um, but unless there's someone who's being directly negative to me, or putting me in a situation. I've had a couple of situations, not many, but I've had a couple where I was very uncomfortable with certain things. Like, that's then obviously I want to take care of myself and protect myself in those situations. But um, I'm not going to give someone poor customer service just because they're a no tipper. I think it's much better to say, if it's a no tipping order and I choose to take it, then that's on me. Why did I take that order in the first place? And occasionally you end up with a no tipping order that just has really, really high base pay. And again, you have lots of customers that just a little bit of conversation and education can sometimes overcome that. Now, granted, most of my increased tips come from people who tipped initially in the app. Okay, so most of my increased tips come from that. They don't come from no tippers that I convert. And like I said, well, we won't know about any of these 5 until we hit the final acceptance button. They make you wait. I gotta figure out where my turn is coming up here. So I'm going. This drop off is, I know it's near one of the pastors from my church lives back over this way. And I know that because I accidentally ran into him doing a drop off the other day. And I dropped off and he was kitty corner across the street. He was like, "Hey, how's it going?" So, and I didn't have another pickup going on. So then I just went over and said hi and hung out for a few minutes. So I don't know if that's exactly where we're going here, but I know he lives close to this area here. So this is order number 2. It's a pair of shoes from Dick's Sporting Goods. I believe they're ladies' shoes if I read that one correctly. And then the other Dick's Sporting Goods order that I have here is it's 2 pairs of kids shoes. One of them is LeBron's. You see, back when I was a kid, everybody wanted the Jordans. I don't know. I'm not in the shoe culture, so I don't know if LeBron shoes are as popular today as Jordan shoes used to be, but I was never cool enough or rich enough to have Jordans. So I did get those. Did anybody remember those Reebok pump shoes where you had pump them up? They had the little basketball thing on them, and you pumped them up and everything. I remember those. I had those a couple of years when they finally came down in price. So we didn't spend a lot on shoes and clothes growing up, but we always got a new pair of shoes at the beginning of the school year, and then we got. We usually get one nice new outfit at the beginning of the school year, and that's about it. Beyond birthday present or Christmas present things that we would get. So, all right, we are almost to delivery number 2. Oh, I just saw some lightning to the north, which is actually the direction we're headed. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's kind of, but that's kind of cloudy to the north there. So that's cool. I like how easy it is to switch from one way to the other. I think the cop car from the other direction. So we've got this drop off here. We got to go down half a block. All right, cop car went by, so that's twice. My goal is to not get pulled over on live stream, right? I mean, that does make good content, but it's not always about content. Especially a couple weeks ago, for those that you remember, I got pulled over twice on the same delivery. Literally in a 2-mile delivery, I got pulled over twice because I had a headlight out. So we got that all figured out. All right, we are pulling in here. I can't turn the camera around on this. It's going to be showing license plates of cars, so I won't do that to them. But I'm going to leave it running. I think you're still going to be able to hear me, right? I think that's how that worked the last time, because I still have a mic going on here. So, all right. So we're gonna go figure this one out. Hold on, I'll be right back with you. Reconnect. What happened? What happened to my stream? You guys still there? Still there? We're all dropped off. So with these, they make type in a little note that says like, where you left it. But if it's really obvious where I left it, I just put like a little thank you note in there instead because I think it's just a whole lot better. Um, it really throws people for a loop when you say thank you when you make the delivery. Okay, right? Because what it does, it's kind of it's a shocking thing because they're thinking I'm going to say thank you for you delivering my food. But when you say thank you, first of all, I like it for me because I need reminders constantly to be practicing gratitude because that's not always my strongest suit. And so I find that a lot of my negativity, that when my brain goes into a negative space, it has to do it's just and all it depends on the situation or how much communication I've had with them or whatever. So sometimes I'll do it, but I have a full thank you note that I use, and I use this one for Instacart a lot, and it just says thank you for being, and I have a couple of different things I put in here, but I have thank you for being so awesome, thank you for being so patient, thank you for being so understanding. And so I'll use one of those three phrases depending on how the delivery went. My default is awesome. Thank you for being so awesome, because I think it's really cool to call like 80-year-old ladies awesome, and they always get a kick out of it. I delivered a lot to 80-year-old ladies down here, so that's just kind of my standard. We're slowly getting younger, but we are definitely a retirement community down here in Naples, and so I do lots and lots of deliveries to old rich ladies. They are definitely one of my biggest clients. But I'll say thank you for doing that, and then I'll say you're such a blessing to us, and then I sign it with like my family's name, So again, the kind of this constant idea of humanizing yourself, and I I just find regularly, and by regularly I don't mean every order or anything like that, but I mean once or twice a day in a full day, that doing things like this. Um, I used to have that color hair. I don't get that too much because, but yeah, or the funny. I always like the funny ones, like when you do like the alcohol delivery, and it's like someone who's like 80 or 90 years old, and you're like, you still have to ask, are you over 21? Old rich lady. I love my old rich ladies. I mean, occasionally I run into an old rich lady who's kind of stingy, but they're usually not the retired ones. Usually it's the older rich ladies who are still like the bosses at work. Okay, so here's my story from earlier today. So we've been talking tipping a lot, and just kind of an interesting story. So I am opted in to the cash on delivery on Doordash because for a couple reasons. Number one, there is no penalty to rejecting cash on delivery orders, so you can have it turned on and still be very picky about when you take it. So like you can decline a cash on delivery order and it doesn't impact your acceptance rate. Okay, so that's one thing. So I understand everybody's culture and town has different levels, and depending on who you are, how old you are, if male, female, like I understand all those different things. Not everyone might be comfortable doing that sort of thing, but um, I'm going to say for me, most of the time, I feel safe doing cash on delivery. Okay, and on average, I average about a $10 cash tip on my cash on delivery orders. $10 cash tip, and that's usually most of the time you're just delivering one pizza or pizza and wings or pizza and breadsticks. That's what it is. So anyway, so I got sent a cash on delivery order today from Papa John's, and that's my primary. I only get Papa John's and Pizza Hut so far. That's the only ones I've had. Um, but I got it, and it was $70, and it was for 3 pizzas, 2 sodas, and so I was pretty happy about it until I saw that it was going to a business. And for all of the money and all of the kind and good tippers we have in this town, the one thing you can count on in this town is the business. If you're delivering to a business at lunchtime, you're probably getting stiffed or getting a low tip. So I try to avoid delivering to businesses, especially at lunchtime, even on a Saturday. And so sure enough, so I did this. It was like 7 years, and um, um, she had $100 bill. Well, I carry $30 and change plus like coins. So it basically wiped out all of it. And I asked, like, she's like, and I asked, do you want full change? Because I always ask that. And she said yes, like to the penny. So like I literally had to dig out the 3 quarters and the 2 dimes and everything from my pocket. And it was to an eyeglass place. So like she was buying lunch for everybody. And with all of that, it turned out to be like it was a $5. She just gave, after I gave her the change, then she gave me back $5. So she did a $5 cash tip. This is from a business, for all employees, and it was like a $70 order. So that was kind of a bummer. But then at the same time, on Uber, I had gotten a Papa John's as well, but it wasn't ready. So I went and I delivered the first one, and then I delivered. I actually haven't even seen what the final is because it was a hidden tip. So went back to the Papa John's, and it was like for teenagers tennis camp. Okay, I mean there were easily 100, I would say, maybe not even just teenagers, 110 through 18-year-olds. So middle school, high school, whatever, upper elementary, and it went right to kids. It didn't go. It was going to like actual kids who were there. They ordered in their lunch, and these kids, it was like a group of 3 girls that I delivered to, and they were all like 12 to 14, right in that age range, and they had like a $9 cash tip on it. And I mean, their order was probably like a $40 order. So I just think it's always interesting because I found, like, I have zones, but there's just never a guarantee. You can't profile, at least in my area, you can't profile someone by looking at them and say they're going to be a good tipper. I mean, there are some teenagers and young adults in our town who are great tippers because they were just taught that. They were taught by their parents or whatever. That's what you do. That's what you do. And then there's teenagers who don't tip because they're teenagers and they weren't taught it, and so then they don't tip. And I have old people, and this was an older lady. She was probably in the 65 plus range, running a business, and has an opportunity. And I mean, a $5 tip's not bad, right? But just like kind of that difference of, it was like a $5 tip, and it was like all about, she was very much about every penny. Like, I've never had to give 95 cents back, like nobody, when I've done a cash on delivery order, but she did. And I get it, she's running a business and all the numbers have to line up. But it was just kind of interesting. Like, you can't profile who is or isn't going to be a good tipper just by looking at someone, because a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, I wouldn't want to deliver to teenagers. But it was like a $9 tip, almost a $10 tip. So, all right, we are about delivery number 3. This is a giant cat scratching tree. It like fills up like one of my whole seats and one of my whole back seats. So that's what we're going. We're actually backtracking south here for like a mile, and then I think we're going to turn around and head north. I know our last one is north, and I'm pretty sure the in-between one is also north of here. So that's what we've got. So this is PetSmart. So we did Macy's, Dick's, PetSmart, and then I think we have Dick's and PetSmart again is the order of the next 2. So this is going to a neighborhood that is kind of a dicey internet area too. So we'll see. So bear with me. I should be go here. Once we start getting north, should be a little bit better. So if I blur out for a few minutes, and you're patient enough, you want to hang out more, I'll come back on. So even if I have to restart the stream, I'll do that. But so I don't even know where I'm at for delivery totals on the day. I should be over. I think I'm over 100. I'm not Last night I did a full day yesterday. I did 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. yesterday, 12-hour day. Again, I don't know the final exact total. It was like 265. So a little bit under 25 an hour for a 12-hour day, but definitely one of the better Fridays I've had in a while. So, and we've been keeping the Doordash. I got to find where I am. Got another block and a half to go here. Keeping the Doordash in platinum. I'm trying to bump off. I'm at a 97 completion rate, but I know I have a double, two orders in a row that I didn't complete. That should be coming off here in the next week or so. So get back up to 99% completion rate. All right, we're going. This road is completely chewed up. Here, I'll see if I can show this to you here. They're like redoing all the sewers, so it's like a gravel road, but it's like right in the middle of town. I don't know if you can see way off in the distance. There's like some high rises and condos. That's Naples Beach. If you go just a little bit more here, all right, we're almost to our place. Sorry, it's so bumpy. 656. What's my number? 656. All right. Hold on. Let me turn this back around here. All right. So I'm gonna pop off, but I think you'll still be able to hear me. At least that's what I'm sensing. So we are gonna grab this next one. All right, we got that chopped off. That had to be like 20 pounds. I took a picture, so I'll show it to you because I don't think you probably could have seen it. But that was heavy. Sorry if I'm grunting and groaning. Add my little thank you note here. Done. Complete. Confirm. And it's really warm out. So I am very happy that my car has air conditioning. All right, let me show you a picture of this thing in a second here. Hold on. All right, so that was what this thing looked like. It's like 20 or 30 pounds. Hey, Hanson from Africa. Caleb, I'm doing well. How are you doing? So I'm in the midst of doing 5 Doordash deliveries. Sorry, we're going to hop back on this bumpy road here. So we're going to be bumpy for a little bit. So I decided to come on because it's kind of, the driving is fun, but I like driving punctuated with other stops and doing shopping or picking food up and getting to stretch my legs. So I was like, oh, I'm going to come live, see if anybody wants to hang out. So I appreciate all you guys. Sorry, I got to go. This rocky road here we're almost off of it. So we are going. So I'm currently in Naples, and my next 2 deliveries are in Bonita Springs, which is the town to our north. There's not really an end of Naples and a start of Bonita. It just kind of runs right from one to the other. But and it's not really a highway. Hey, thanks for the follow, Caleb. I appreciate it so much. So we kind of do all things side hustle here, all sorts of ways of building your business, increasing your income. Our channel goal is to move 10,000 people from stupid broke to self-defined millionaires, from poor in every area of your life to rich in every area of your life. Hey, so you've been to Naples before, Caleb? That's awesome. I love it down here. We were, I took Thursday off and we did a family funcation day, and we just basically pretended to be tourists for a day. So we did all the touristy things that you don't normally do when you live in a place. We did like the beach, and we ate at like a touristy seafood place. It's one of our family favorites. Yeah, Fort Myers as well. Yeah. I don't usually do too much delivery all the way up in Fort Myers, but occasionally there. And see, I don't know too much. I know we did a family vacation trip to Venice once, and I've done some like some work stuff. Like I've never really fully explored a whole lot out of Port St. Lucie. This is 7.5 miles now here to our next delivery. Ford's Garage. Yes, I've heard Ford's Garage is. I've never been there. I've never actually delivered from there either. There's one. I don't know if it's still there, but there's Miramar Outlets, which is like Estero. They had a Ford's Garage in there once upon a time. Their burgers are really good. But locally for our burgers, we like BurgerFi, which is kind of a chain. I don't know how big of a chain it is. I know we've seen in a couple other cities, but they're if you get their onion rings fresh, it's like the best onion rings I've ever had at BurgerFi. So, and by the way, I'm using a really old iPhone, so if I'm getting some of your messages, my apologies. I'm trying to get caught up with everybody, but they kind of disappear off the screen quickly. So just post it again. I mean, don't over post it, but just if I miss something, for sure. Like, let me do that. Thinking of moving down to Florida. Well, it seems to be getting more expensive by the day to live down here, but it's a beautiful place. I think eventually we would love to move a little bit further away from the busyness and get our own little chunk of land and get a couple of animals, get some chickens, something like that. But we're not there yet. We got some work to do. So, in the meantime, I'll deliver food to all the rich old ladies, like we're talking about. So, all right, got that. They don't have their blinker on, but I still think they're turning left. Because get used to that if you move to Florida. Whoa, yep, I got my car holder. All right, we are. By the way, that's all like storm stuff out there. Go ahead, Kat. What's the tip? But I feel like there's a big chicken butt coming there. Chickens are supposed to be easy. Do you have chickens? Because you're on a farm. I know you have a dog, but don't know what other animals you have. Yeah, I'm guessing we're headed into some rain here. I haven't looked at the radar, but we saw that lightning north. I actually fed. So one of my older friends in the neighborhood that I grew up in, he actually had chickens. This was up in New Jersey. He had chickens, and he loved birds. In fact, last I knew, I've lost touch with him, but last I knew, he actually owned a birding up in like Massachusetts or something. So Derek Lovich, if you're out there, still think about you and feeding your chickens back in the day. All right, let's see. Oh, it's getting dark. It's still light behind, right? So there's still blue sky behind, but we're headed into gray. So we'll see. I have a sweatshirt with me. I don't do an umbrella. I just do a sweatshirt if it gets like super wet and rainy. Seeing some lightning around would be hard to kind of show that to you guys. But so this is US 41, also known as the Tamiami Trail. It goes from Tampa all the way to Miami via like Fort Myers and Naples. Yeah, I love the thunderstorms. We had so few last summer, and like this summer is like back to being a normal summer, so I'm really, really excited. So you guys might even get to experience a little thunderstorm here. We'll see. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's out over the Gulf right now or if it's over land, but it's definitely to our north. But I know this road bends and curves a little bit here. So we still have 5 miles here north, 5 miles north to get into Bonita, and then we have a second drop off after that. So we'll see, but we're just about even with what should be the start of the rain line. Yeah, I'm seeing lightning out to my left now here too. So we'll see what happens to signal and all that. We might get fried out, but I will do my best to at least stay live till we get all 5 delivered here. So there is something calming. You know, I know not everybody loves Earn by Time, but there's something calming to being on Earn by Time. And, you know, with 5 deliveries, it's like, whatever, I'm going to get paid what I'm going to get paid here. And maybe I'm missing better offers, but it's also afternoon time, right? Like now we're coming into supper. So this delivery is supposed to be $4.50, so hopefully the last delivery is within 10 minutes. Because my whole goal was just to fill up like 3 to 5. I'm very curious, and I'll show you whenever I do the final screen. I'll do the live reveal of how much, what my actual time is here. So my full delivery time, plus all the tips, and we'll at least learn together if it says like, you know, because I'm trying to make note in my head of which stores are not tip eligible, and because that's not really something I want to be taking, like, because then you don't even give the customer the choice. It's like if you know the answer is no tip, that's really not the greatest in the first place. All right, so we are very, very north Naples. Maybe almost into Bonita. We're like right on the edge. Let's see. Is that the sign? Oh, I just saw my first raindrop hit the window. Yep, this is the county line. So Bonita is in Lee County, and Naples is in Collier County. So we just crossed over. So we're officially in Bonita, and it just started sprinkling on the windshield. But it doesn't look like we're headed into the heaviest of the stuff. That looks like it might be out over the Gulf. And this particular drop-off is not too far off of 41. And the next town north, hey SSJ, how's it going? Thanks for hanging out. We're in the midst of delivering. I'm on Earn by Time with Doordash, and they gave me 5 different orders. 1 from Macy's, 2 from Dick's Sporting Goods, and 2 from PetSmart. So I've delivered the first 3. I'm on to 4 and 5. And you can kind of see here, probably see a little bit of the rain on the windshield. But I kind of got some rain going on here. This, let's see, I don't even know which one I'm doing next. I should probably kind of know that. We're doing the next Dick's Sporting Goods one. So that is 2 pairs of shoes, a pair of LeBrons. This is probably a $200 order, I would guess. I would guess LeBrons are $100. I don't know. And School Court Burrow mid shoes. So I don't know. I'm not really a shoe expert, but I'm assuming that a pair of pretty good name brand kids sneakers are probably $100 still, right? It's a pair of LeBrons and a pair of other basketball shoes. So we've got about 6 minutes, 3 miles left to get to this next drop off. So I went live after I picked up the final order. Okay, so we've been live for an hour. So that's $13.50 in base pay here, because I think that's what our hourly is right now on Earn by Time. And I'm probably close to a half an hour before that, and I probably have another 20 minutes here. So it's going to be almost a full 2 hours, and then I will go off Earn by Time for supper time. So with supper time basically being here by the time we're done dropping everything off, I'll switch over to Earn per offer, at least for a little bit. I think I'm at about 78%, so I've got 3 or 4 orders that I can decline if they're not good, and hopefully I can get 3 or 4 good ones before I get 3 or 4 bad ones. And I don't know, we can try staying live for a little bit longer. I think my signal is better up here. But this is all, so this entire stream is being run off of the T-Mobile car Wi-Fi. I forget exactly what it's called. But it literally plugs into your car, so it provides Wi-Fi to the car. So this is not running off of cellular data or anything. This is all off of that. The only problem is I have a limited amount of data per month, and then the thing slows down. So that's the negative. But if it was unlimited, I should see if they have an unlimited plan. I might have to just make the upgrade, because this is fun. I mean, it's fun putting together the edited ride-along videos, but the live ride-alongs are also really cool too. Yeah, so I think the current plan I'm on is like $40 a month, and the main reason I have it, and I forget how many gigabytes. Like, they have a bunch of different plans, but it's super cheap. Like, you can get on as low as like $10 a month if you don't need it a ton. I think it was like 10, 20, 30, 40, and then like the top level is like 50 or 60. But I don't think it's unlimited data. But what I've done a couple of times is I've just called them and said, hey, I could use some more data, and they've just refreshed it for me for free. Or every time you upgrade, like when I've upgraded mid-month, they just did it. So I use it because I have certain places where T-Mobile works, where Verizon, which is my main carrier number, doesn't work. And it's just really nice to be able to complete a delivery without having to wait like 10 minutes to get back to civilization. Usually between the two, I can get most of my orders pushed through, no matter where I am in Naples. And I mean, even way out in the boonies, usually at least one of them will work out there. Usually not both, but at least one. So it's nice. And again, I take this old phone that's just been sitting collecting dust for years. I don't know why I didn't trade it in the first place, but I still have it. And it's like, well, now I can stream while I have my other phone for everything else. So it's kind of cool. Different, just much more of the informal, not the formalized hangout that we do. So for those of you watching, we normally do a set hangout Sunday through Thursday night at 10 p.m., 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern. So where we talk about all sorts of different topics, and so we do that 5 times a week. But I've been wanting to do more delivery live stream hangouts like this today, and I figured this was a good opportunity. Turning. This is my turn. Sorry for that little shakiness there. Oh, we got let's see. Hold on. Can I get in here? I might not be able to get in this one. All visitors must use touchscreen for entry. All right. So this is a virtual check-in. Oh, maybe not. No, there's a code. Okay. All right. Looks like once again we don't have the code. All right, so we're going to do what we did before. I'm going to call and see if we can. Hi, Jen. I have your Dick's Sporting Goods order for delivery. All right, 1692. Thank you so much. I got to loop around here because there's something behind me I didn't want to hold up. Let me just stay on with you really quick just to make sure it all works. 1692. All right, let's try that here really quick. All right, it's good. I'm in. Thank you so much. I'll be there shortly. All right, sounds good. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, so do you put your seatbelt on? So if you're wondering why I do that, my driver's side window, it has a tendency to get stuck in the down position. So I just open the car door because it's just not worth getting it stuck. But I'm not putting my seatbelt back on. Is that wrong? Once I'm in the community, I probably should set a good example. In case your kids are watching. Always put on your seatbelt, kids. All right. So it's just like this giant side loop here. And I will, once I drop this off, I'll get updated on all your comments and stuff. So see if I missed anything. 80. This is not a community I'm familiar with. All right. I heard thunder. So yeah, I don't risk it. We had it down, it was stuck down for like a month, and now that I have air conditioning working, I just open it for everybody. All right, we're gonna go do this delivery here. Be right back. I think you can still hear me, so we'll see what we got. All right, copying my thank you note that I'm gonna post in here. So with these Dick's Sporting Goods, you actually have to scan a barcode on the box too. So I know you can't see that, but good. Just got to get a picture here real quick for you. You're good to go. All right, thank you. Have a great weekend. All right, all dropped off on that. We have one drop off to go. Our estimated drop off time for this next one is 5:01. All right, and then get caught up on comments here really quick. Oh, not too much else. Yeah, I think we're pretty good with that. All right, awesome. So we have about 10 minutes. It's only 2 miles. Now, sometimes that's deceiving down here because we have all these gated communities. So sometimes it says 10 minutes, but it's more like 12 or 15 if you get stuck at a gate or you have to deal with a gate guard or something. But we're going to get the big reveal here. So if you've been hang on for another 10 minutes, and we're going to see what this entire thing pays out as. And so this is like the types of things that I actually enjoy doing. I like exploring, seeing what things do and don't work. And sometimes when you're doing that, you're gonna learn that, oh, okay, I probably shouldn't take this type of order, And I think especially on earn by time, you want to, if you're going to use that as a strategy to keep your acceptance rate up, you still want to be maximizing, So I'm not looking at this as individual things here, like whether or not this individually is a good, like each individual who tipped me and who didn't tip me, because again, there's a lot of things that are out of the control here. And a reminder too, we already have our first delivery, we got an extra $5 cash tip. So whatever Doordash shows us, and you can see that back from the beginning of the stream if you want to go back and see that. But we already got a $5 cash tip on top of whatever else, because she didn't even know that Macy's used Doordash to deliver her order. So as soon as she realized that it wasn't all a Macy's thing, and she realized I was an independent driver, then she went in and got an extra tip. So with these deliveries for these retail stores, some of them I think are not tip eligible, and some of them I think maybe there's a chance that the stores kind of just make tips disappear. All right, so looks like we've got one more gated community, but it looks like all the main part of the rain is all out over the Gulf right now, so we're good. So we're a mile and a half away. We will see. We're waiting for our green left turn arrow here. And this is a big bag of dog food and 4 other heavy things. What are the other heavy things? I don't have pets, so I don't know. Or what is it? Yeah, it's a big bag of dog food, and then respiratory relief clumping cat litter. And there's 4 heavy boxes of that. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to need to use my might need to use my wagon for this one. Depends on exactly where it's going and how far I have to do it. If it's close enough, I'll just take multiple trips. But if anything involves an elevator, I think I'm actually checking in with a real gate guard this time. So hang tight here. Good afternoon. How are you?
Great.
I've got a Doordash. The last name's cut off. Christy, I think it's Young or something like that.
Okay, what's the address?
It is, yeah, right there.
3659 Bakery. Do you have your ID?
Yep. All right, hold on one second. Yeah, thank you. I don't want you all accidentally seeing my driver's license. In case you want to pretend to be me. Flip that around here. So for those of you who deliver to gated communities, do you guys have to show your driver's license a lot? Okay. She said she has to make a quick phone call. I found that when I first started, I did a lot, but now in the communities I regularly deliver to, I rarely have to show ID. But this is not one of my regular communities, so I'm just I'm stuck here, so I can see your chats or whatever. Yeah, to be me. If you've ever wanted Kat to have a beard like this, just steal my identity. So we're just waiting. And again, we're on earn by time, so at least I'll make an extra few pennies here while I'm sitting around. Fourth of July coming up, so I'm guessing the 3rd of July will be a very good Instacart day. It's I'm guessing the 3rd of July is going to be the better Instacart day, and then the 4th of July is going to be the better food delivery day, right? So the people who want to grill out and stuff, they're going to get their stuff. When is the 4th? Is that Wednesday or what? Anyway, whatever day that is. Let me see. Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so yeah, so the people who are going to be doing the stuff. All right, the gate is up. You can see that, but I don't have my license back yet. All right, thank you. Have a great weekend. All right, get everything tucked back in here. All right, we're close to the big reveal. I promise you. This is it. This is the 5th of 5 deliveries. We have to go 1.3 miles with a 25 mile an hour speed limit. Gotta love it. My car wants to go 25 miles an hour even before I hit the gas. So 25 is not much at all. So at least we're in. Now, my other thing is, so they do have a picture, right? You know how they do. My daughter will be in Florida. She's asking, oh, what is she asking? Hold on, I gotta say, I can do that when we're going so slow. Delivery is open on the phone. Yeah, I mean, I would think so. I don't know why. Now, I mean, certain restaurants will be closed. So that's always the danger delivering on a holiday is you end up getting all these orders that look really good because they've just been accepted and dropped by like a bunch of different people. But I delivered on Christmas, so I figure if there's delivery on Christmas, there's probably delivery every other day. It's just going to be hit or miss on which restaurants and stuff are open. I bet you Costco will be closed. Costco will be closed on the 4th. We've got an Amazon truck going the other way. All right, what do we got? 0.3 miles. So the other thing I'm going to do, I did it before I started, but sometimes it doesn't always save it. I'm going to make sure that I have pause orders after delivery on, which I had put it on before, but it took it off. So because I don't want to get another earn by time order here once I drop this off. I'm going to switch over because we're supper time. switch over to earn per offer and try to get some good stuff here. So it's 4:59. It says my arrival is 5:03 because we're stuck at the gate for like 3 minutes. But it's still pretty close to our goal of 5 o'clock drop off. These are, you get in these nicer communities down here when they have like brick roads. They literally have chunks of the road that are just brick paved. Some of the nicer ones are like all brick or like cobblestone. Yeah, let's see if I can. So this is all brick here that we're coming on. I know it's not most just. They made this whole roundabout here is all brick. So. Going around a big roundabout, third exit. So stay tuned for the big reveal here. All right, now we're going past another gate. So we have this down here too, and this is like when you're getting into like ritzy stuff. Is when you have the gated community within the gated community, and sometimes you actually have to put a passcode in again a second time. So. Really nicely landscaped back here. Lots of cool flowers and stuff. And then turn back around though as we get close to the house. But yeah, it's really pretty. It's like you feel like you're kind of like driving through a little tropical rainforest, and this is one of my perks that I enjoy. Like there's just so many of these communities and neighborhoods that you just get to see. But when you're doing jobs like this, you get to go in and you just get to see all these different cool houses and different things. So we're like, yeah. So here's also what I'm going to do, because I had everything else paused. So we're going to turn it back on. I'm going to turn Grubhub back on. Because ideally, I want to get right, down to the next thing. So at least try to get that back on. All right, Uber is on. All right, I've arrived. Go one more house here. So it looks like I'm going to be able to pull right up. So I'm not going to use the cart here. So you might hear me grunting and groaning because it's the end of the day. I'm tired. But all right. So stay tuned. I'll mark this as delivered live. I'll get out of their driveway, mark it as delivered live with you guys, so you can see what 5 orders paid, how long it took, all that stuff. So hang tight 1 second. And like I said, if you're just as a delivery, take a picture of that. I don't even know how big this dog food is. Does it say in here? No, it doesn't say. We got orders coming through here too. Anything worth getting? No, not good ones. But trying to figure out how to carry all 4 of these things that are super heavy all at once without killing my fingers. There we go. I just got to get a picture of you. Thank you so much. Hi, puppy. Yeah, I got your puppy food. All right. cut our thank you note, paste that. I'm gonna readjust a couple things in the trunk here. All right, we're gonna get out of her driveway and then we'll do the big reveal here in just a second. So directions to get out of here yet. So we're just gonna, there's a little roundabout that we can hide behind here. So hang tight, give me like 30 seconds. Just getting out of here and then we'll, just want to get to a safe spot and not in view. I don't ever like to hang out in front of like where the delivery was, just because I think it makes customers nervous. All right, so here, just do this really quick. Got my note, complete delivery. By the way, here's the, I don't know if you can see that. That's the picture. That was like a 50-pound thing of dog food. All right, here's the big reveal. You ready? Confirm it was completed, and we're going to see what everything turned out to be. Woohoo! All right, it's 2 hours and 16 minutes. Add in $5 for the cash tip. Here's the total payout. Can you guys see that? $57. $57.24 plus $5, $62 for 2 hours and 16 minutes. So here's the breakdown though. Okay, the two PetSmarts had tips of $16 and $10. The Macy's was eligible for a tip, but there was no digital tip on it, but she cash tipped us $5. The two Dick's Sporting Goods were ineligible for tips. In other words, there was no option for the customer to tip other than doing a cash tip on delivery. And that's kind of what I thought I remembered from last week. So even with 2 out of the 5 with no tip, and you know, we still ended up doing $62 in just over 2 hours. So sometimes it helps. Oh, and I'm like driving in circles here. So that sometimes that's all you need. And so it's like, so who would I get angry at, right? Am I going to get angry at the customers who didn't tip through Dick's, even though Dick's doesn't let them tip, or DoorDash won't let them tip, whatever? No, then I just learn. It's like, okay, I need to remember, at least in my market, I don't know if this is everywhere, but in my market now, it's twice that I've had Dick's orders that are ineligible for tips. So I can consider if it's worth it. Now, maybe it still was worth it. My goodness, this is a complete maze back here, and I have no clue where I'm going. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna set some directions here, and I want to get DoorDash back on under earn per offer. I mean, seriously, $57 from 3 to 5 in the afternoon, $62. So we have the $5 cash tip. I mean, that's over $25 an hour on earn by time with 2 orders that were not eligible for tips. And even if I didn't get that $5 cash tip, we were still at $25 an hour. You know, you do 57 divided by, 2 1/4 or whatever. It's going to work out right about there anyway. All right, hold on. I need to figure out how to get back to something that I know around here, because we're only like 2 miles away from good restaurants. So we're north. This is not my normal zone, but I still know where there are good restaurants in this zone. So there's an Outback Steakhouse, a Pizza Hut, a Fresh Market, or what else? I think there's a Carrabba's by that Outback up here too. So we're going to go to all of those. Maybe I'll stream for a little bit longer, at least get one more order. Turn on earn per offer till time, I'll say 9 p.m. All right, now we'll see. It'd be a little tougher to juggle all this now, but I'll try to get at least one more order delivered. But so this is the whole point, is like, you can't just say earn by time is no good, because that's not really how it works. You have to say it works or it doesn't work in my market, or this does or doesn't work. So lessons learned, right? In real time, I should not be taking Dick's Sporting Goods orders on earn by time, because that's now twice that I've done it. So once you could say maybe it was a fluke, but now two, that's to me that's a pattern. That's pattern enough to say if I get if I get an offer on Earn by Time for Dick's Sporting Goods, I'm going to know it's going to be a no tipping order, not by customer's choice. Okay, so that's the other thing I want to emphasize. It's not always customer's choice not to tip. Sometimes they're ineligible to tip. This is like shop only orders at Publix with Instacart. There are probably some customers who would tip shop only orders at Publix on Instacart if they could, but they are not allowed to. And I've heard of a few people who have actually like left a tip there when they go to pick up the order, but if you don't know to even ask about it, how are you ever going to find that out? So not every no tipping order is a customer's fault. That's my only thing, and that's why I always try to offer a little bit of grace here, because anyway, that's it. That's I think I've shared enough of my thoughts on tipping today and how I do that. But we do have to get out of this community. That's the only negative here. But we're still not bad. It's 5:10. During the summer, our supper time doesn't kick in until 5:30 or closer to 6. When we're in season, which is like November through March, supper will start. I can even sometimes get decent supper orders by 4:30 because we have a lot. Just there's that many more people, so the orders get spread out, from 4:30 to 9:30. So, but we're gonna try to work our way. We'll go wherever they send us. I'll even go north. It's early enough. We get sunlight till about 8:20, 8:30 down here. So I don't mind being a little further away from home as long as it's light out. But I don't like being too far away from home and in unfamiliar areas. We're kind of much past 8:30. So going over a brick bridge. So let's see. I'll see if I can paste together what I've done today. It's been a little bit of everything. So I'm at 29 on Uber for the day. I'm at $7.39 on Instacart. I just took a simple one because I need to get 3 more done to be a diamond Instacart shopper. So I have to get 3 more done by tomorrow. So I'm just looking for, I tried to get big ones, but I'm also just looking for even small, quick ones to do because it's not really about the money there. It's just about making sure I get that done. So that's like, what are we at? 29 plus 7 is 36. I did have a Grubhub today, and that Grubhub was $12. That's 48. And then I've done Doordash a couple different times. I always kind of like to know where I am going into supper time. Gotta watch here. Get some bikers crossing. And then we were at 88. So 48 plus 88, 128, 136 plus our $5 cash tip, 141. So we're like 141 on the day for supper time, and I went out at around 11. So it's about 6 hours. 141 in 6 hours. I mean, it's 22, 23. It's not horrible. Not the channel goal, but not horrible. $57 for 2 hours. DoorDash though, that kind of made it work. I didn't check my whole miles on all of that, but it was good. More lightning. It looks like it's raining back towards Naples and pushing inland a little bit. So we'll see. We're not getting any orders coming through quite yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go set up in the parking lot here, which is this Outback Pizza Hut Fresh Market, kind of all that. And I'll hang on until I get an order. All right, here's a Carrabba's. $5 for 3 miles. What do you guys say? I say no. I think I'm going to decline it. I hate already hitting declines, but I'm declining 5 for 3. It puts me at 76%. I can't decline too many. I don't really want to go much below 75%. But if it's 5 for 1, I can I feel like that's a little more justifiable, but that was DoorDash, by the way. That's an easy decline on Uber or Grubhub. But that was DoorDash. So almost to, I mean, that's where we're going. We're going to this parking lot that has Carrabba's in it. But I'm going to pass on that one. Is anybody else on here actually out delivering tonight? Just kind of curious. I'll when I park here, I'll get caught up on any messages I missed here too. But I think I'm gonna I'll sit here and I'll hang out with you guys till I get my first good order for supper time, and then I think I'm gonna go maximize my time. Let's see. Ken Jack, declare the business use of your car for insurance. Yeah, we've got like whatever the basic. It's not that much, like the basic rider that we use this vehicle for delivery stuff. All right, I'm actually going to take this one, show it really quick. It's Popeyes, which I don't usually like because they're kind of slow, but it's $13 for 4 miles. And I'm going to actually just scooch over because I don't need to be in this turn lane. So oh yeah, that storm is pushing in. So we just took a $13 for 3 mile Popeyes on Uber. So, which is not where we were setting up. I'm actually kind of far away from it. Like I'm 1.5 miles away, which seems kind of strange to me. Tells me that maybe there's not a lot of delivery drivers up here right now. And maybe it has to do with the rain pushing in. It is. I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you guys can see this, like actively. So if you look kind of like, I know it's a little shaky here while I'm driving, but that's all rain behind those green lights. To the left, it's cloudy, but where it's kind of that darker gray in the middle there, that's all rain. Got some condensation on my windshield here. So sometimes the rain scares people away and scares delivery drivers away. So I'm always good with less delivery drivers on the road. I want to help you guys maximize your income from delivery driving, but if I know I can maximize my income by having less competition on the road, that's always a good thing too. So yeah, I mean, this is so in my style, this is my ideal style. I want like 2 of these per hour. $13 for 3 mile per hour. And if I can get 2 of those every hour, that's what I absolutely prefer to do. I much prefer that to like trying to squeeze in 4 $6 orders or something like that. Papa John's truck in front of me, or Papa John's delivery car. That red car is Papa John's. So that means they have a driver tonight, which means there won't be too many. They'll only outsource the worst. So I don't know, do your Papa John's do that? If they don't have delivery drivers, do they outsource it to DoorDash? So people can order through DoorDash, or if they order Papa John's, they don't have delivery drivers. And then basically what happens is if the delivery driver doesn't want it, because they know there's a no tip on it, then they'll pass it off to DoorDash. I think this is my turn here. All right, we're not to the rain yet though, so that's good. So I think I'm gonna go though, just because I want to have the option of doing this again sometime. And now that I'm gonna be, I don't want to leave a phone just running in a parking lot now. It's a lot different than I'm dropping off at just people's houses. So maybe I'll get more comfortable with that eventually. But just want to say thank you guys for hanging out. Had a whole bunch of different people. Appreciate all the watch hours that you guys gave me and just hanging out and all the fun that we got to have tonight. So if you didn't get to see it, basically the whole stream was I took on Earn by Time. I took 5 quintuple. Is that what it is? Quintuple order. So 5 different deliveries. 1 from Macy's, 2 from PetSmart, 2 from Dick's Sporting Goods. The Dick's Sporting Goods orders were ineligible for tips. Okay, so there's no tips allowed either through Dick's or Doordash, whoever determined that. So I would be cautious about taking other Dick's Sporting Goods orders on Earn by Time, because that's the second time that's happened where there's no tips. Both of the PetSmart orders had great tips, a $10 and a $16 tip on it, and the Macy's order did not have a tip on it. It was eligible for a tip, but then she ended up cash tipping us because she didn't know how it worked. So we ended up getting $62 for just over 2 hours of delivery on Earn by Time, dropping those 5 orders off. So, I mean, it worked out really good, well over $25 an hour. Definitely a great way to make 3 to 5 o'clock. But I'm going to take this Popeyes. I'm going to just do my normal deliveries now for Saturday night. But for all you out there delivering, stay safe. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Made the last 2 hours or hour and a half, whatever that ended up being, just really enjoyable and a lot of fun. And so we will definitely try to do this again sometime soon. Thank you again. Bye.